Thank you so much.
Right, let's try this again. Inspiration Nation, hello. Lee Kemp here for another week on the podcast, first of the year with both Jose Noya and Ryan Boniface. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Lee.
I'm just checking for the second go of doing this. I pressed all the buttons. We're all good. We are now live on YouTube and TikTok, streaming live. Follow us on both platforms. You'll get notified when we go live. You can get involved in the show just as many people are right now, and we appreciate it. So, this week, guys, we don't have a quote. We're going off piste. We're doing something. I would say we're doing something different, but we're doing something
Not
we
different.
do.
Yeah.
We are doing a review. It's the first show of the year. So let's talk about our 2023s.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I don't mind going first because I think I'm sort of starting right at the sort of back end of this year, which I think we had some acceleration. I'm really loving the things that are coming online so far. We talked about AI, stuff like that, and that something's coming up for us. Lots of developments, and I'm looking forward to 2024. We talked about the book, didn't we? Potential book coming out. We talked about that. For this year, I think this podcast has really helped me massively this year, talking about obviously the journey I've been on in terms of things that have happened to me, but especially now that I've just secured a new role. And so I think this podcast has really helped. So for me, this 2023 period from the podcast has been really great because it's really made me, it always makes me reflect on what I do. I'm just trying to think on the one that really sort of stood out for me, but I think quite a lot of them for me really did. I think and we always talk about COVID and we talked about that a lot, but for me, just the recent ones, I think the recent things about AI are the ones that stood out for me because I think that's where the future really lies for me, and what is that going to look like. So for me, getting AI involved. And the things we do with AI, I think, has been brilliant from my perspective. And actually, just recently, I've just posted on getting into LinkedIn as well. And I'm thinking LinkedIn is starting to get some traction as well. So that's been really good. So there's been lots of good things happening from my point of view. But that's been my sort of reflection, and the fact that I think a lot of the time you both of you have said things like getting other things involved in life. So I've taken up chess, which was great. What else is it? And tennis, of course, that's still ongoing.
World champion Jose Noya.
This tennis thing's happened, and just a shout out to Gotham Chess. Levy, actually, I've got his book over Christmas. Actually, Levy Rosman, just to give his book a shout out, really good, great book by the way. If you like chess, get this book. I don't want you to get the book because it tells you how to win chess. So if I play you on chess.com, you're probably going to beat me, which is annoying. But I'll still go out to win. So if you do want to play me on chess.com, go to chess.com. I'm Retro Boyd, and you'll see Inspiration Nation with my logo. I used the logo from Inspiration Nation on chess.com. So you will see if that's me because I have a logo that Lee actually designed. So but anyway, that's. I could go on for ages. I want to take the whole podcast. I'm going to throw it over to you because I could literally talk all of the episodes. So I'm going to throw it over to you guys. That's what's really stood out for me. It's just really it's the latest part of the acceleration part near the end has been. Really been great for me. But yeah, what about you two?
What's your name on this chess.com business?
Retro Boyd.
Chess.com business.
What are you doing, Lee?
Looking for you.
Reflecting on 2023. Are you looking for me? Are you on chess.com?
I am.
He's on chess.com. We're going to go chess.
I'll talk about my 2023 while Lee's off his dossing.
We can't have silence. I mean,
Sorry, I completely went off there, didn't I, into my own little world.
What sort of host is this? The hostess with the mostest. What's going on? Go on, Ryan.
My 2023 has been pretty good. I think the podcast has helped me to ground myself pretty much every week. It almost feels like a reset to be able to come here and talk influential things, or talk self-development, or assisting, or leadership, or essentially whatever it is that people would think that we do here. I've used it as a platform to be able to understand more and give myself tips and pointers on more stuff that I can do. But it's also been a nice excuse to speak to you guys, kind of maintain the friendship that we have, and kind of build on that. And it's also good that, as Joe kind of alludes to, that we're seeing a little bit of positivity, a little bit of stuff moving in the right direction for us, which is obviously always good and welcome, and what we're here for, really.
Yeah, I love all that. And say you say the moving forward bit, because literally, you and I, we've just secured some new roles in where we are, aren't we? So, it's some really positive stuff that's coming out of the back of it. And I can honestly say the way that I communicate is definitely improved by doing this. Like the way we have to talk on the podcast, slow down, all that sort of stuff. The practice every week. It's like going in the gym and doing the reps. In fact, got this book over Christmas as well. And this fella here, get this book, everybody. 7 Tools for Life. Brilliant book.
Oh, the greatest actor of the 1980s, Jose.
Honestly, him and Sylvester Stallone.
I knew you were going to get your Stallone in there. That's why I said it.
Both of them are brilliant, and that book is absolutely stunning. It's a stunning book. Honestly, you want to there's no bullshit in that book. Sorry about that. First swear word of 2024.
There's a lot of this going on right now, Ryan. The last few weeks while you've not been here, there's been a lot of this.
Honestly, I've been
turned to anarchy.
You've been missing it. You guys have influenced me, I'm telling you. But honestly, great guy. Tells you how he's done it, how he's got that empowerment. So definitely, I can't put the book down. It's just so good. So yeah, it basically just tells you how he tells you how it is. If you need to have a vision for where you're going, get on with it. Start taking some steps. Just what we talk about. This is stuff that is there. They're the rules, and he talks about them. So definitely get on the book. And if you want to hear the truth, get the book. If you're not hitting your goals, or you're not making progress towards what you want, then just read that book. You can listen to our podcast. Actually, our podcast tells you the truth. You're going to have to take some steps, otherwise it's never going to happen. You can't just sit there and go. You just can't sit there and go, oh, I think it's going to happen. Cringe Girl, yeah, thank you so much. You did get some
those likes are throwing in there, aren't they?
Cringe Girl, you can ask a question, because literally you earned a question. You can ask a question of us here. We are doing a review, but please feel free to ask a question, and I can put it to the guys as well. So please, if you want to ask a question, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, really do. Anyway, I loved it, Ryan. What you were saying now, I thought it was great. So yeah, brilliant. Anything to add, Ryan, or Lee, jump in, whatever suits you guys.
I can go if you like. I've been holding back here, letting you get your bits in first before I take over the show. Just adjusting my light here as well. Lots of technical things going on. This year, 2023, has without question been the best year of my life so far.
Wow!
My review and my look back.
That's outstanding.
And I actually went back over the last couple of days and I listened to our year in review show that we did at the end of last year, and I also listened to an early show from this year. I've got too many things open on my screen. All relevant, all trying to look up stuff to do with the show. So on let's get the date. That was my thinking noise. Did you appreciate that?
Yeah, I did.
So we did our reflections episode that came out 26th of December last year, where we looked back on 2022, it was just good to listen to, and it feels like that version of me was years ago, not just a year ago, for what this year has been. And there's been some big things this year for me, which in no particular order. Probably best to go first with the fact I got married. Probably should go top of the list.
We'll just say congratulations. It's fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. I enjoyed coming to your wedding. It was lovely.
To split that into two, I got married in Antigua, so went out there, which was absolutely amazing. We went out to Croatia this year as well, which was great. Obviously, we had the wedding reception, as you know, Jose. You were there. I also went and attended, as we know, I like wrestling, debated, but let's say for argument's sake, the largest attended professional wrestling show in the history of the world happened this year in London. And not only was I there, I went there with my two best wrestling mates as well, which was just absolutely fantastic. Took the other half to see Pink, who's her favourite artist, and we went VIP style in Hyde Park. track racing day, loads and loads of stuff, just great experiences, absolutely fantastic. But more than that, that's not why. Without any of that, this still would have been the best year of my life. So that's all great stuff. But, you know, that probably totals up to 20, 30 days from the year of 365. And I'm a big believer that your life shouldn't be about the 2 weeks you go on holiday, to use an analogy for it. And the other 50 just build up. You should want to build a life that you want to live in, not that you want to escape from. And for me, that has been my day-to-day, not just to say the big things, my individual every day-to-day, and the stuff I've got done within that has been absolutely amazing. I think it's transformed me as a person. I said I listened to 2 shows.
Transformed.
The other one I went back and listened to was on February the 17th, 2023, episode 205, for those who want to go listen to it. Backlog Your Life. Yep. So I talked about this.
Yep.
And I went back and listened to the episode and talked about the concept of using the year before, I'd kind of carved out this hour in the morning that I used for doing stuff, and I wanted to get more organised with what I did, creating a backlog. But it's all there in the archive. You can listen to it. I won't repeat it all now. And you talk, Joe, that you do, if you do things 3 times, it becomes a routine. This is so ingrained as a part of my life. This is what I say. I can't believe a year ago this isn't what I do, because it would feel unnatural to not be doing it. But what's better, I just counted up now, because I ran this through till September, and then I had one big activity that took out that time for the last 3 months, which I'll get to and explain in a second. But I got so much done. It was unreal. And I created my backlog that got to about 50 items big at one point. Now there's only 11 things left on that list.
Wow.
And actually, no, let's change that, 9 things, because a couple of them fall into this bigger thing. And the biggest thing that's come out of it wasn't even something I expected at the start of the year. So I set up this Backlog Your Life thing. I was going to use it. I knew I had lots of things on the horizon. And one of the things that kind of got added to the list somewhere through the year was Research GPT. It's, it was whenever it was, December, January, Chat GPT got launched upon the world, AI got thrust into the thing. I was seeing loads of stuff everywhere, and I was like, I just need to look into that. And it was on the list, and maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, blah, 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 blah. And then September, I got an introduction to GPT. And then, it's funny, I listened in the Backlog Your Life episode, I talk about the fact that I was very deliberate, that it's just time during the week. I deliberately don't put stuff in for the weekend, so I've got downtime, but actually that's flex, that I could actually start doing stuff on the weekends maybe. So the Sunday afternoon, and I was about to boot up and play some Fortnite because I am a grown up, and actually I thought, no, I'm just going to look into GPT thing. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I had to drag myself off at 10 o'clock to go to bed. And this has snowballed. As you guys know, there's a thing that we're looking to launch this month related to the podcast, but much wider. And actually, I took something and I did some playing around with stuff. I taught myself some stuff. I built, and I'd consider myself to have reasonable knowledge on how this kind of generative AI works now. I also managed to teach myself coding. I'd say I'm an amateur level. Neither of those things were on my list at the start of the year. Not an ambition to do, and they're both there now and part of who I am. And actually, I started doing a few bits, sharing a few bits, getting some feedback from people, talking about some ideas. Things grew and grew and grew. And I've used the last 3 months to really focus on this and get into it. And I'm actually on the verge of launching a little side hustle business that will start this month off the basis of that stuff I taught myself, which is based upon something that is now core to, right now it's a big part of who I am, is this being a big hobby of mine. Not only was it not on the radar, this wasn't something I even really knew existed at the start of this year, but it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me doing the backlog thing, because I'd have never considered having the time to look into it. I'd have never added it to my list. I've never actually looked into it. I'd have never created an environment where I've got 20 hours a month that I can spend on it. All the way going back to this year, I'm going to give this thing a go. And it's because of that, more than anything else, me doing that has made this. There's loads of other stuff around it. I say all the personal stuff, work's gone absolutely fantastic. Friends, family stuff all really good. Loads of other great stuff. But for my individual day to day, doing this backlog your life, all the stuff I've achieved with it, it leading into this stuff I'm doing with AI now, outstanding. It feels like this is a pivot year for me, where there's almost me before this happened and me after this happened.
Yeah, and you really love it, don't you? I know we got excited, didn't we, before the podcast, and we like talk about it, and I could see you light up about it. And there's a couple of things you actually said that resonate. I mean, Tom Billiard talks about this thing about the curious thing. It was just on your little list, and you were talking about it. Oh, I might do it, might not. And then you got into it, and you got curious about it, and now it's launched into this thing that you actually is part of you, which is fabulous, right? I love that. And the other thing you talked about was the 1 hour, right? And you're in good company, because I especially looked at this, because I thought you might talk about this, because we had a little conversation, because I actually marked a copy of this fella's book here. You know, I talked about it before. Well, he talks about it. He says, and quote, in his book, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life, Arnold Schwarzenegger says, do you have any idea how powerful an hour a day is? And you just talked about that.
And that's it. And it's changed my life.
An hour a day. Yeah. So I just wondered, because when I was reading, I thought of you, because I've actually marked it up saying, I marked up putting an hour per day, Lee. I put in there because that's what you.
Is there a little love heart next to Lee as well?
Can I be honest?
Oh, there's not, is there?
There's not. Sorry.
Fuck,
I'd like to have said
done. I'm done.
It's off. I've upset him now. But honestly, thank you so much. Lee has just gone off, so we best fill the air, because otherwise we've got to get him back. Come on, Lee, come back.
It's all right. I'm back now. I'm back, Joe. I'm over it.
No, but you are like, we are amongst people that this is the stuff that works. You know, dedicating time, because the thing that people say is I haven't got enough time, right? That's what people say. That is the big dream killer. That is, I don't have enough time. But if you want it bad enough, you've got to make some time. And you follow backlog your Lee, what Lee's created. An hour a day, that's all it takes, right? Dedication to the cause. I was saying to Ryan actually earlier that I've taken up sketching as well. So I've actually started.
Oh yeah, I saw a little post from you about that. Yes.
Yeah. So that again, you know, so for me, like, I love this thing, because you found something that's really, like, you're really fired up about, because I love my coaching, and you found this is really fired up, which obviously fits lovely with it. And now I'm sort of exploring the other sort of things, like a bit of art, a bit of creativity, a bit of chess and tennis, and you know what? It's a great life, right? It's like, wow, this is the stuff that makes you expand, isn't it? Like, talking about these things, trying different things, really powerful. But like, Lee, I'm so happy for you, because yeah, I'm excited, because literally Lee's told me some things. I'm so excited for Lee right now. It's amazing what's on the horizon. I'm so looking forward to seeing how this all transpired, because I think it's going to be amazing.
I'm massively looking forward to this, and this is I can't wait to see what I can't wait to be like, God, that Lee that was talking about stuff in January 24. That seems like it was years ago at the end of the. Now all of this. So this might all come to nothing, but I've talked before in the podcast about having ideas and giving a bit of a go and letting it drop off quickly, and I'm determined I'm not going to do that with this. And it might all come to nothing, but I will be happy that I pushed it as far as I could if it didn't, or it might be absolutely life-changing. You never know.
Well, I think AI here is to say, so I don't think it's a thing that's going to drop off. And
no, my personal little endeavour might be the thing that drops off.
But what I mean is that it might not be what you envision it to be a version of it. I mean, Arnold talks in his book about you aim for the stars. It's aim for the moon, you might land in the stars, right? It's a really corny thing, but the thing is, you're aiming really high, right? You're aiming really big. So you may get a version of it. It may not be exactly what it is, but you're still making progress, right? And that's the key. So yeah, it may not, but it may do. It's got, the more effort you put in, the more higher chance it has. No guarantees, but the fact that you've done that, you have that effort, that learning can never be taken away. So you're using that continuously. And with the world going where it's going right now, right, with AI, well, there's going to be super lots of uses for this right now. It's going to evolve. I think I was looking the other day, Bard's just got an upgrade to Gemini, like, so Gemini's coming online, and I reckon Gemini, is it called, not Pro? The other one, there's Ultra, I think, is meant to be outperforming GPT-4. So let's just say that. That's what I've got. Lies. That's not Pro, it's Ultra, they're saying. That's what I've heard.
It's lies.
Matt Wolf said this. I'm just telling you, he's saying apparently it's out. That's what they say. So,
I'm not saying it is lies, to be slanderous, but I may have read an article that suggested, with no confirmation that I know it's true, that Google fabricated their test results.
Oh, really?
But I don't know. I get a couple of newsletters a day, and they were talking about stuff. But obviously
Who knows? But the race is
OpenAI
though,
are
isn't
on
it?
this, Google all
Yeah.
over it, Amazon are starting to do stuff with it
Yeah.
as well. They're all pushing the envelope, so it's only good
Microsoft
things.
as well, isn't it? Is it Microsoft with Claude?
Well,
Is that?
Microsoft are working in partnership with OpenAI, and then you've got Google doing their own thing. Amazon looking to integrate and shopping things as well. It's just there's loads of others as well, but it's very exciting times. So we know I use the OpenAI stuff to help with the podcast editing. Joe, you use Bard to then help with it as well. There's loads of this stuff out there, and it's so accessible, so accessible.
Well, yeah, because it's just ease of use for me. Like, it just helps so much, and what you've done with it has been brilliant. It's really helped and like cut down so much time. It's been superb, and actually, you know, what I said to you about the things that I did with it, yeah, it's getting some reactions. I'm going to say it's getting some reactions, it's getting people ready. So this is going to just, I think the build on LinkedIn is going to go on. I'm going to continue to do that. I think actually, when I thought about it, actually LinkedIn is that's a pretty good place to have this stuff on. So I'm going to see how that goes for a bit.
Absolutely.
Exciting stuff. So this is all 2024, 2023 stuff that's going to link to 2024. It'll be interesting to see what happens throughout 2024 with this stuff. But I'm super excited, super pumped. But yeah, I'm really excited for you, Lee. I'm really excited for this because all going in the same direction, it's all like mallying together in a really good way. Definitely for me, what I do as a job and this is definitely starting to converge. It's all converging, which is saying to Ryan, which is really powerful for me. That's getting all my sort of work stuff in place that I'm really passionate. It sounds like Lee's are sort of similar, the same. And Ryan accelerating as well. So this podcast in itself has just accelerated us, isn't it, to this place?
Yes.
Which and Lee saying this is the best year of my life. Well, that's an accolade. That's absolutely incredible.
And the final bit I'll say on that, and you guys reference it as well, but this weekly, us having this chat, us having this conversation, us pushing each other, soundboarding with each other, having these chances to look back. And as much as I don't journal, this is my journal. There's 5 years worth of journaling now. This is a huge part of why I've been able to achieve all of that and what my mindset is and everything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you because I think the more we talk, I think the deeper we get into subjects and we're living, actually talking about the things that we do, and we actually do them, we fail a lot, right? And it's what we want to inspire people by the way we fail. Like sometimes it doesn't work, right? But that's okay because we keep going, right? It doesn't work, but we keep moving forward, and that's the key. That's it. You should just keep moving forward because that's where the learning is. When it's hard, that's the learning. You know, the difficulty is the thing you really treasure because when you achieve it, you value it because it was frigging hard. I wasn't going to say.
If you wanna learn through the failure of others, come to Inspiration Nation. That should be our strapline.
You know what? This is it. You know, we want to inspire people because let's be honest. You know, you won't get anywhere fast. You will be failing. But how do you get through it? Just come and listen to this. Come and listen to this. Come and listen to our stories. And definitely get some inspiration because I do classes, the podcast for the everyday person because it's the everyday change everyone goes through. You know, not like we're going to like take over the world or whatever. These really big whatever. It's about the everyday getting up and just doing those small
100%.
things, the bigger things. It's those we talk about the 1%. It's those little things every single day. Every decision you make every day has an impact on your bigger outcomes later on in the year. So just recognizing those things. You know, you're making those small choices in the daily adds up to massive results, good or bad, at the end of the year, right? So if you say, well, anyway, I could talk about lots of different things. I'm not going to talk about here, but
agree 100%, Jose. Right, guys, give us some takeaways before I wrap us up and send us home. Jose.
Okay, my biggest takeaway for this particular episode is new things. Try new things because that's what I've been doing. So try new things. Actually, Lee, you tried new things. So for me, just try new things, see what happens, get curious, and just try them and see what happens. See what makes your life even richer. So that's me. Just try new things.
Ryan Boniface.
Mine would be, and we've said it so many times in the past, that it's the journey, not the destination, isn't it? So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Lee, you were talking about it last week. What was the week before? You're saying you didn't actually.
I didn't.
You were saying about the journey and destination thing. Go on. You're saying.
And I didn't. That was a real bit when you first said it. I'm like, I'm not sure I agree. And I'm like all over that now. It's like, how could I not have thought that was the case?
And you talked about that flow state, didn't you? You were saying you like when you find a thing right, you don't. Time just flies. You're in flight.
Absolutely.
You don't. It's like, oh God, the birds are tweeting. It's 4 a.m. Or oh my God, should we go to bed right now? I've literally been going like that. Is where you're in the thing.
So
right?
I'll give you quickly on that to elaborate on that, and I'll double it up to my takeaway. So I was watching. There's a show on Sky called Lazarus Effects. It's a time loop, time travel thing. It's absolutely amazing. On my top 5 shows. If you haven't watched it, watch it. But within it, they get stuck in this little time loop, and each time they go through it in a Groundhog Day sort of way, they get a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. And it's like problem solving and how they can make something that's impossible happen through these little iterations each time. And they start with no knowledge of a situation, and then the next time they're there, they build on it and they build on it. And I love, and that's how I feel I've been with like getting into coding and the AI and stuff like that. Is the stuff I didn't know to me now is like quite simple, but at the time it was like, whoa, what do I do with this? And actually I'm still at a relatively low level of knowledge, and I'm just building and building and building. And it's, I don't know, there's a comfort in knowing that I'm doing that journey, that I'm building the little blocks, that I'm building my knowledge slowly. And it's all right that I don't know now, because by next week I know far more than I do this week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. And I just love that. There's something about that where I was like, almost like when you've got a game you like playing and you want to play it, seeing them doing that wanted me to get on my stuff and keep building my knowledge and solving the problems, and I love
Isn't
it.
it like a game anyway? The thing we're doing is a game, really. You're just trying to build that next level. You're trying to get to that next level. Like you getting that next bit of coding, or that next, that's a success. Is like that trigger, that dopamine, that whole trigger effect. And for me, like when I found coaching, it's like trigger mode. I love coaching. You find out, but you want to find out more, and it's all over the years. You just find out. You want to build and build and build, and I'm still building right now. That's the beauty of it. Is like you find something that just fires you up, and you just are in it. You just love it. What's the next level for that? It's just a beautiful thing. You can't have a better life than that. That's why that journey, not the death. So Ryan, like you kick this off, right? All about a journey, not to. It sounds corny, right? But it's so true, because it is about you just enjoying that process of, it might be blooming hard, but you enjoying that process to get to where you want to go, because you know where you're going and you just want to head towards there. You get those little breakthroughs, and that's addictive. It's quite addictive. Oh, that worked. Oh, that's so cool. And then you get through, like when you coach people, you just say, oh, that worked. It's so cool. And you want to keep doing it, right? And it's just powerful
Absolutely.
stuff. Anyway,
100%. We hope we give us good inspiration. This is, again, we kind of, this is our lives we're talking about. This is our journaling. This is us doing these things every day, putting in practice, getting to where we are. Hopefully it provides some inspiration. That's all I say.
No, hopefully it does provide inspiration.
It does provide some inspiration.
It does. No hoping.
You want to support us? Head over to inspirationnation.org.uk, social media at listen to IN, listen TOIN, and just search for Jose Noya Inspiration Nation everywhere. He's all over the place. Last thing is, if you like what we're doing, hit 5 stars, subscribe, leave a review. Most importantly, tell friends and family. We appreciate it all. That's it. We'll be back next week. I'm going to count us down.
Can you not end it yet? Because I just want to give a little shout out to someone who's just joined. You won't believe who. You're going to recognise this name, Lee.
Okay.
Tim Barnes just joined.
Mr. Barnes. Virtually, hello.
They joined and they disappeared.
Ah.
They were here. We should have seen it. But Tim Barnes just joined. You know Tim. So thanks, Tim, for joining. You might have missed that, but you're on the podcast. We know Tim.
Absolutely. We certainly do. Right. And on that happy
note.
There.
He's still there. Still there. There we go. Still here. He's going. Still here. Can you see? Still here.
Hold on. I'm not on TikTok, but it's good to.
Oh, you're not. Oh, anyway, you'll see it.
I'm just joining. Yes.
Oh,
Tim, hello.
Yeah, you can say a little hello. There you go. There you go. Can you see? You see now?
I can see.
Oh, so
I
we
can
spent a
see.
bit of time because we know Tim. So. Fan of the show. Still here. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Tim. Legends. He's got legends. Yeah, thanks, Tim. We appreciate you. Thanks, mate.
Absolutely, we do. On that note, 3, 2, 1, Inspiration Nation.
Inspiration Nation.
Catch you guys later.
Later. Hey, Tim. Thanks for...